Mikey Dojo.
What would you say is the way to see reality better?
We gotta start. You have to come to the greatest common denominator in reality and what's actual. What's something that's provable and tangible and build from there. Most people are reaching and stretching because they hate where they are, so they're desperately trying to escape and go to the furthest point away from themselves. But it's the opposite. You need to come in and reduce yourself down to that, the most fundamental thing, and then start from there, which you got to face yourself. If anything, I think therefore I am. So they should start with that, but they don't like themselves, so they're not even willing to look in. But the greatest way to see reality and actuality is to come to that reduced state, which is yourself, and start from there. Without influence, you got to find out what's influencing you and pushing you and being implanted in your thought process to make you think a certain way. I don't know if people have the power to do that nowadays. It's crazy to think. I care for my fellow man. It's crazy to even see comments like I'm seeing, but if they can alleviate themselves from any sort of influence that came from an exterior source and find the inspiration of the original animation source within inside of them, like I mentioned in the meditations in the Discord, then now I'll start giving you a clear perception of reality and you can see what's actual.
When you said that, I thought about how people are trying to reduce by not facing themselves, but you reduce by facing yourself. So it's like that key component is not accepted or understood. And then when you're talking about they're like escaping themselves, they're trying to escape themselves, and it's like they're slowly crumbling because it's like a house divided can't stand type of vibe. So you can't stand on yourself if you're dividing yourself. So that's what I got from that as well.
Yeah. One thing that people are not aware of is that the majority of what they're approaching in life is a form of escapism. And that's only going to make them more confused. Even if they win the trophy or get the gold or lose the weight or get the girl, it only perpetuates the sense of confusion and loss in their own life. That's why when they get it, they're still not fulfilled. Like, oh, I got it. Yeah. Wait, I'm still not fulfilled inside. They'll replace it with religion, but the people who are truly serious and not scared or afraid of being condemned into eternal damnation will even say religion's not that fulfilling either. There is a sense of metaphysical, intangible coming into the physical experience, like a placebo effect type of. Greater than that, placebo effect's a placeholder, but it's just the deriving from the source on the inside, the energy coming out. But nonetheless, it's not the religion, it's just what they are, you know? If I praise God that I could walk, it's not that God gave me the ability to walk. It's just that I could already walk, and then I'm attaching it to say, oh, it was that, when it was just by design already. Okay, well, who designed you? Well, there's an animation source. It's not in the confines of a religion. It's just an energy that's expressed. It's a higher degree than a God, because a God has formalities, it has rules. It's saying it's this and not that. But if it was God, then it would be everything, because everything would derive from it. So that means every good and bad and evil thing would simultaneously be the God and the thing to embrace. So if a person can't embrace that, then most likely they're stuck in the confines of a religion, giving credit to it because of some sort of fear or scarcity within themselves, not acknowledging their own self because they are still participating in escapism.
What would you say is the biggest reason why you love yourself? So that people can see that as inspiration to not fear themselves.
Biggest reason, it might have to be built up to or possibly even approached. As far as the first thing that comes out of my mouth when I say this, it can't be the biggest reason, because there has to be some sort of fundamental placing to give it to build something. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, because by saying it's the biggest reason is like the one thing. It's not the one thing. It's like everything feeds on itself.
So one thing of that, the many things, which is the biggest thing, would be because I am me, and I can't leave. I can't become something else. I can't escape this body. I can't transfer myself into something else. I will always be, at least in this time that I'm with me right now, myself. So I'm stuck with me in a sense. That's more of a negative context, but ultimately, I'm here and there's no escaping. So I might as well embrace myself. And in that embrace is the acknowledgement of self. And that's what self love actually is. It's not that I love myself like, oh my God, Michael, you're so hot. Yeah, there's times when I do that. That's cool. But it's not the compliment or the adoration. It's just the acknowledgement of when you love something, you just pay attention to it. If you love your wife or your kids, you'll just pay attention to them. You can say you love them all day, but if you don't spend time with them, you don't love them. So to love yourself is not the gushy, like, oh my God, self love. Yeah, it's just to actually pay attention to yourself. That's it. Without judgment to a degree. Like, oh, I'm a little bitch. Oh, yeah, get hard, bro. No, I'm not saying that. But just paying attention to yourself. It's not good, it's not bad, but it's looking. Oh, I noticed this. I noticed this. I noticed it. And that itself, acknowledgement and attention is love. It goes a lot further than what a spa day could ever do. Because then you become refreshed just by paying attention to yourself. So since I'm stuck with me, or I am me, and I'm in this body.
So, what would you say about the mindset of having astral projection and separating themselves from themselves? Because you're technically still interpreting at some point. So, technically, you're still attached to yourself at that point.
There's nothing better than here and now. The whole thing is to be present in the present moment. Still a form of escapism. This is the best. And they may look out and they're poor, they're struggling, they're suffering, they're in pain, all this other stuff, because they don't see this as the best. So they're getting what they're believing. But this is the best. This is why if demons were real, they'd want to possess us. If angels were real, they'd want to be us, because this is the best experience. But they've been manipulated to believe it's not. So therefore, that's what they witness and perceive. So therefore, they try to escape. One of those forms, without it being drugged or sex or something like that, is astral projection. They want to go somewhere else. Because when you like where you are, you wouldn't want to go somewhere else. When I'm intimate with you, I'm not trying to astral project away into New Jersey or something like that. I don't care what they're doing. Or on the moon or Mars. When I'm having intimate time with you or Sasha or whoever, whoever the, girl or whoever the other person is, I'm there because it's good. You don't leave something that's good. You'd only leave if it wasn't good. So people, when their life isn't good, they escape, and that's what everything is. And if people would stop putting their energy in escaping, they could put it in the present moment, and they could actually see how good it is, and then it would start to become even better. That's why they never get anywhere. That's why it stays sucking, because they keep leaving and putting their energy out there when they could put it right here and they can make all this great. This is the best. Like, this is the real tangible thing. This is the video game. This is the matrix or the real world or whatever it is, the Minecraft, the Legos, the whatever. If they put the energy right here, they could make it freaking amazing. But they keep putting it off and escaping, coming back to their crappy life because they keep putting their energy out there. Like, it's the perpetuating cycle. Oh my gosh. I don't care how far you astral project, you always come back, and you got to come back to this. You might as well make this awesome. It's like, I'll go visit my parents, but I'm not gonna stay there. I'm not gonna live with them. I got to come back to my house at some point in time. I'd rather come back to my house. I'd rather not leave. I'd rather just have them come here. You guys come visit me because I know that this is better, and because I believe it's better, it looks better. It looks better. It looks better. If I didn't believe that, my background wouldn't be as good, and maybe the person beside me wouldn't be as good, or like Nagy or whatever. I probably wouldn't be as good. But I have this because I know this is the best thing. That's why demons want to be me. They'd want to possess the body, angels and all the other stuff. People are forfeiting all the goodness they could have, thinking that it's somewhere else, and that's why they don't get it. They can project all they want. I'm not saying that not to project. I'm just saying, like, there's better things to put your energy on. Who cares about some sort of projection when you can live the fulfillment right now? Like, every action is only to try to get something better. But if you can make this good now, then you'd have the better. You wouldn't want to leave. Have it so good you wouldn't want to leave. That's how good the house is. Like, I actually don't want to leave the house because it is so good here. I got the nature in the back. I have the yard and the,
blue skies,
blue skies and the beautiful, lovers and all this other stuff. I got the mirrors. I like see myself. I'm like, man, the beds are so comfortable. Everything's just like, I don't even want to leave. Like, do I have to leave?
elevator.
I got the elevator in the house. I got everything, and every place is like that because wherever you go, there you are. So I love being with myself because I understand this is the best. There's nothing better. So for astral projecting, like, yeah, you can do it, but it costs energy to do it when that energy could just make the real world, which you're going to come back to, which you're going to be locked into, great. They should project to get the data like, oh no, you're already here. So where's there to go? What is there out there? And no hate or qualms or anything like that with astral projection people, but like,
or the Matrix mindset.
I don't even believe in the Matrix. I don't even believe in any of that stuff, dude.
Because that's the same thing,
Yeah, escapism. It's more of a victim debilitating version of an excuse. The Matrix and everything. It's just a victim mindset. Replace the M with a V because it's a victim, not a matrix. Like, oh, Matrix. Matrix attack. Okay. That's why you're always attacked. I don't believe in matrix attacks, so I'd never get matrix attacks. Because I don't believe it. I think it's just you and your own psychosis creating your own problem, but who cares? But the people who astral project, like, I've never heard them say anything that's applicable to their own life that made it better. Maybe if they're already in a low situation, you believe something better a little bit. Okay, cool. But I don't really hear too many stories of people who astral project and came back with something tangible that increasingly made their life better in a tangible way, maybe a mental way, like, oh, I really do have the power, but that was still applied in this reality. So that means the power's here, not there. So that means they probably could have done that here if they wouldn't have, hated themselves or whatever. That's usually why people project and try to escape, because they hate themselves. When you love yourself, like, you already have everything. They have vilified self-love and termed it narcissism, so people would feel guilty and shameful about loving themselves. But loving yourself is how you get heaven on earth, because when you love yourself, you can love others. So the demonization, whatever would be considered, of self-love is perpetuating people to live in a constant state of hell. How can you love that? That's why everyone's so like angry. But I'm like, if you weren't angry, you'd be happy. And it's crazy because it seems like it's a joke or something like that. It seems to be a joke. Oh, bro, just stop being angry so you can be happy. But when you really look at it, that's actually what it is. Like, you can't be happy if you're angry. But if you're happy, that's how you get everything, because it's the energy. You can't get it if you're angry. If you're angry, it stops you from getting the blessings, the money, the wealth, the relationships. You have to be happy. But you can't be happy if you're angry, so you have to stop being angry. But the thoughts of matrix attacks and like, okay, I need to project, I need to escape, oh, this world keeps the people angry and sad, which is the confirmation of them not getting anything better. So they keep reaching for better stuff, meaning they never actually get the better that's here right now. And the field's open. That's why I'm winning, like, because no one else is playing. I'm just here by myself, kind of. I have my lovers, stuff like that, but everyone's offended. People are just offended, but they're offended because they have nothing, but they have nothing because they're offended. You okay, bro?
Even like if you look at people who have perpetually been angry or sad and stuff compared to happy people look very healthy and youthful and vibrant. So even for your health, it's better to be happy. Choose happiness.
Or don't. I'll take all your blessings. I'll take all of them. I'll take everything that you don't get.
Me too.
I don't even care if people don't want to be happy. Like, they don't have to be. I'm not their father. I'm not here to tell them what to do. I believe in freedom. I want people to do what if they want to be sad. Like, yo, be sad, please, if you want that. I won't try to change your mind. But if people ask me questions, I'll share what I know. But I'll never try to force my way onto other people. Like, oh, you're sad? No, you need to be happy. Like, okay, cool. You chose that. I have been molested. I have been abandoned. I have been beat up as a child. I have been in extreme poverty. I've been in dire situations. I've had medical conditions. I've had every reason to be sad or like be a loser. I'm like, that's nothing, no biggie. I was happy and I got better. I went through it. I just stayed happy. I'm like, it better came out of it. I went through another thing. I stayed happy. Better came out of that. I just stay happy. Like it's really that simple. But you have to want it. You can't fake it. There's no faking it to fake it till you make it is another like deception trap out there for people. It's another like deceptive things. Fake it till you make it. And like now people that's been propagated in society and now everyone is thinking fake because they believe it. I've never believed in fake it till you make it. Never. I don't care how much money a person has, I'd never want to fake any part of the process or act like something because that leaves a void and voids always collapse on themselves. They implode and it crumbles. So even if you get to keep the money from faking it, you lose part of yourself, and that's where a lot of the aging comes from and stuff like that. So I've never personally believed in fake it till you make it, but people believe it's part of the process. So because they would fake it, they think other people would fake it. So when they're seeing it, they even people who see me, like I'm here in front of you, like, oh, you're AI. They can't even believe what they're seeing because they've already know they believe they'll lie to since they lie to themselves, they believe everyone else is. No, not everyone else is like that. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned in life is like, and it's obvious now, not everybody thinks the same. And people don't think the way I think. And people don't think my thoughts. I'm not saying my thoughts are better. I'm not saying they're greater or anything like that, but I'm saying people don't think the way I think. So for a person to be like, how could they even do that? Well, they could do that because of a sequence of thoughts that led to that moment. That's how the shootings and all the other stuff can happen because there was a sequence. It didn't just happen. It was a buildup because they were on a certain path of thought. Well, on the contrary, on the other side, how did this person get that? Well, they were on a sequence of thoughts. That's how you get success and wealth and health and imprisonment or like harm or danger or whatever. But you can also get wealth and riches and love and abundance and affluence and opulence from consistently staying in that sequence of thought. So, with all that being stated, I'll have it all to myself. I don't care. I'll be the only wealthy person there is because, and not even just like monetarily, like money is not wealth itself. It's the elation that streams through the body because you can have all the money in the world and be sour. There's a lot of people who have a bunch of money but they're bitter and they don't even share. And it's just like it's like okay, but you can have like little or less and have that energy, that elation flow through you, and like you get everything automatically, even without money. A lot of stuff I get without money. I don't even need money for it. Like I bypass needing money. Like I don't pay you, and you're a beautiful woman. I don't have to pay women. I don't have to pay people around me to be around me or want to help me. I have all these people wanting to help me and do a lot of stuff just out of the love they have for me, care they have for me. Whether it's helping with whatever, my luggage or my stuff or like packing or this or that or translating or whatever, or like, and that supersedes money. So like that wealth is the elation that flows through, and then from that is how all this stuff is even created in a sense. Like it has to pass through that filter. It's a beautiful life. So I can't even make somebody be happy. I can't force them. So I don't even try because even if I told them to be happy, but it wasn't true, it wouldn't work anyway. So I'm just the example, not for them, but I'm myself, but they can look on me as the example. I'm not an example for anybody. I'm not a role model. I don't care because that would still be fake. And trying to be an example is fake. Just be. But if you try to be, okay, I'm going to be an example for young men, that's still fake because you're trying, just be. To try is fake. Just be is it. And when you just are, it's authentic. And the authentic energy, the energy of authenticity, is what translates through and creates the moment in the experience. I'm just the evidence that this is real, that this works. I'm no longer overweight. My chest is flat. My hair grew back. I'm surrounded by beautiful women. I stay in great places. Everywhere I go, it's always a good experience. I've been to some of the most dangerous countries in the world and had the greatest, most beautiful experience. Yeah, it's awesome. I like it. Hey.
Yeah. Glad we're living it together.
Yeah, thanks for having enough faith to be here. You know, I was thinking about you earlier. I'm like, man, like you quit your job and getting your master's degree. Like you quit college. Like you were one class away from getting your master's degree, and you quit all that to be with me and travel. But you also had scoliosis and chronic acne, and like you weren't recognized in your field, and like you got no, admiration or you weren't recognized for the things that you were saying that you did that you helped uh, implement. So yeah, you trade the world, like, going to college to go get my master's, okay, going to go be a doctor as well, and you already had a high paying job, and you had cash flow and all this other stuff, and you left all that to come be here. But that perpetuate the scoliosis, that perpetuate the chronic acne, the breaking out, the extreme starvation that you would eat, but you just would not hold on to weight, and you were always hungry. So you didn't really give up anything. But now that you're here, your scoliosis is straightened out. You don't get hungry anymore. Your skin is clear and beautiful. Like your emotions are regulated. A lot of inner turmoil has been resolved. So I'm like, man, like that faith really paid off because you're in a way better place, you know. But people hold on to the things that are actually false. It seems real, but it's fake. A degree is fake. I'm not saying don't go to college, but I'm saying like it never made your spine better.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the dermatologist never cleared the acne, the painful acne.
I even went to the chiropractors and all that stuff too. Didn't work.
The whole life perpetuates itself because it itself is death because it's inspired out of insecurity. Because the only true currency is a transference of faith. I'm not saying you just believe in some sort of crazy thing, but like you emit out a certain frequency constantly, and that generates all this stuff. You can still go to college. We need civil engineers and road workers. I'm all cool with it. I'm not even against doing a 9 to 5. I don't think working a job's bad at all. I even told you, like, yo, don't quit your job. Like, you're good. Like, you don't have to quit your job for me. And then you're like, no, I see what I want. And you knew, and now we're here. When you hold on and put out that consistent uh, stream of energy of faith and consciousness, it generates all this stuff effortlessly.
Without being negative on yourself, how do you keep yourself so positive? Because I know sometimes we can go into like, or at least I can be like, hey, if you don't do this, this is going to be this negative result. So I'm still focusing on negative. But like, how do you focus pretty much on positive while acknowledging what's going on?
Totally. Well, I mean, I don't believe in negative or positive. There just is. And when I don't put those terms on it, I can see a lot clearer. And there's no energy of like, oh well, it's like, all right, do I want that? Nah. What do I want? This? Okay, I should probably do that then. But if I don't want to do the effort to get that, and I'm going down this way, I'll at least admit it. Like, well, I'm about to get this, but at least I know. I'm just honest with myself. And there's no weight, and I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just acknowledging what this precedes. If a person does not pay their phone bill, their phone will probably be shut off. Well, there you go. But with all these terms like negative, fight, war, like, oh, spiritual attack, matrix attacks, bro, you not paying your cell phone bill is not the matrix attacking you, so you can't, like, whatever it is, or the wife leaving because you didn't show her attention, or the husband, whatever it is, simply you're aware or you were not. And that's where it came from. Because even if it was an attack, if you were aware and astute, then it wouldn't have surprised you. And you could have created a plan to counter it, but you didn't. And now people are the victim, which perpetuates all that from happening. But when you see it's like, I'm going down this path, and you are aware of it and acknowledge it, there's no positive, there's no negative. If I do that, I get this. Well, do I want that? No. Okay, then do this. Okay. Save so much energy. So easy. So easy.
Do you think that not putting out the effort is a form of separating from this reality? Because this reality is the best, and for you to not put effort towards moving it forward, the conscious effort to move it forward, is like separation from it? in a form of, I guess, like easy terms is like self-hate.
If a person doesn't put out efforts because they actually don't want it, so they're not honest with themselves that they don't want it, so they pretend as if, oh, I'm lazy. They just don't want it. They don't believe it's worth whatever effort it would take to do it. But they don't know that, so they just think like, oh, I just don't have the willpower, I don't have the energy for it. If I was to tell you like, hey, like if you do this and now I'll give you $1 billion right now to change your life forever, they would find the energy inside of them to do it. Mm-hmm. So because people don't know themselves, they would say all these other things of what they might think it is, but at the end of the day, it's simply that they don't want it. That's why they don't put out effort. Or they do put out effort. But they'll get offended if they don't get it. But it's like, well, you didn't get it because you actually don't want it. It's that people are silly. They're so silly. That's why there's nothing to be mad or emotional about. Like, you only get what you want. And when you understand that, it's so easy to get everything. And when you don't get something, it's very easily rationalized that I didn't really want this thing.
It's very profound. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Nene.
I love you.
I love you too.